Hey, welcome to our explainer. Today, we're going to break down one of the most fundamental things any business does, how they buy stuff. And we're going to do it by looking at the core procurement processes inside the really powerful SAP system. So here's the plan. First, we'll get our bearings and figure out what SAP purchasing actually is. Then, we're going to jump into 3 super common, real-world scenarios: buying things to stock your warehouse, getting everyday supplies, and even hiring a service. And finally, we'll pull it all together and talk about why getting these processes right is an absolute game changer for any company.
All right, let's get right into it. First up, we need to understand where SAP purchasing even lives inside the whole system. Because here's the thing, it doesn't just exist in a vacuum. It's a key piece of a much bigger puzzle.
So what is it really? Well, at its heart, SAP purchasing is the special part of the materials management, or MM module. And its whole job, its only job, is to handle how a company gets all the goods and services it needs from outside vendors. Simple as that. You can kind of think of the whole MM module as standing on 3 main pillars. You've got inventory management, which is all about keeping track of what you've got on the shelves. Then there's invoice verification, which is, making sure you pay your bills correctly. But our focus today, the star of the show, is that first pillar, purchasing. It's the engine that actually brings all those goods and services into the company. All right, so let's kick things off with the most classic, most common process of them all: buying items that you're planning to keep in your inventory, in the warehouse for later. This is what we call procurement for stock.
So here it is, the whole 8-step dance for buying stock. It all starts when someone figures out, hey, we need something. That's step 1, determining the requirement. From there, the system helps you find potential suppliers and select the best vendor. Next up, you process the purchase order, the official document. After you send it, you monitor it. And then comes a really crucial part: goods receipt. That's when the items physically arrive, and you log them into your inventory. After that, you verify the invoice against what you ordered and what you received. And the grand finale, you process the payment. It's a full, airtight circle from start to finish.
Okay, but what about the stuff you don't stick in a warehouse? Like pens, paper, coffee for the break room. Those are what we call consumable items. And believe me, they follow a whole different and much simpler path.
And this right here is the absolute key difference. Stock items, they hit your inventory. They're an asset on your books. But consumable items? Nope. They are used up right away. So their cost gets charged directly to a specific budget, or what SAP calls a cost object. And really, that's just a fancy way of asking, whose budget is this coming out of?
And these examples just nail it. You buy pens for the office? That cost gets charged to the general office supplies cost center. But say you buy a new computer for an employee? Well, that's an asset, so it gets assigned to an asset account. It's all about having a precise way to track exactly where every single penny is going.
Now, you can imagine that creating a whole new purchase order every time someone needs a pack of staples would be a total pain, right? So to handle this, SAP has this really smart tool called a blanket purchase order. It's basically like setting up a tab with a supplier. You agree on a spending limit for, say, a month, and then your team can make a bunch of small purchases against it without all the paperwork every single time. And right away, you can see this process looks way shorter, doesn't it? You still have the initial request, the PO, the invoice check, and the payment. But where's the magic? Well, it's not about what's there, it's about what's been taken away.
And boom, there it is. This is the secret sauce. That whole goods receipt step is just gone. I mean, think about it. For a $10 box of pens, does it really make sense to pay someone to formally check it in, log it, and file the paperwork? No way. By snipping out that one step for these low-value, everyday things, the entire process becomes way faster and a whole lot cheaper.
All right, so we've got goods for the warehouse, and we've got goods we use right away. But what happens when you're not even buying a physical thing at all? How does a system like SAP handle buying something you can't touch, like a service?
The source material had this perfect, super simple way of explaining it. You're not buying a window, you're buying the service of cleaning the window. You're not buying a new machine, you're buying the service of getting it repaired.
Now, this cycle might look familiar at first, but you've got to pay close attention to the end. Instead of a goods receipt, we have something called a service entry. And, this is the most important part, service acceptance. This is the moment where someone in the company has to digitally sign off and say, yes, the job was done and it was done right. Only after that acceptance happens can the payment process even begin. So we've walked through 3 totally different ways of buying things in SAP. And you might be thinking, man, why all the hassle? Why have all these different structured processes? Why not just have one process for everything? I mean, what's the end game for a business with all of this? It's not just about rules for the sake of rules. It goes much, much deeper than that. It's all about control and having critical business insights.
And this is why it matters. This is the payoff. These processes give a business total visibility into who's spending what and on what. They provide control, making sure people stick to budgets and follow company policies. They drive efficiency because everyone is following the same playbook, and maybe most importantly, accuracy. The system forces what's called a 3-way match. The purchase order, the receipt, and the invoice all have to line up perfectly. If they don't, the payment is stopped. It's a huge safeguard against mistakes and overpaying.
Okay, so to wrap this all up, I want to leave you with a question to chew on. We've seen all these steps, and a lot of them are managed by people. Approvals, selections, checking things off. But with AI and automation moving so fast, which one of these human steps do you think is on the chopping block next? Which one is most likely to be completely transformed by technology? It's something to think about for sure.